him how to shuffle dance? Oh shoot. Whoop. Oh. Hold on. I forgot. Here we go. I was like, oh! I forgot. Go vertical, go viral. Not really. So you know, so you are sure this person did not know how to shuffle dance before you met them. Ah, my game's lagging. All right, there is a lot of stuff going on. Arlecchino. Oh, Linny. I already got Lynette. I don't have Freminet. The first great magic. Oh man, Nuvelet's gone. Oh no. Wait, what happened? I thought I saw Chlorine. Ah, I like how Xiangling is in there. Shop. Is it not really know how to shuffle dance? You mean he really doesn't know how to shuffle dance? Stardust Exchange. Okay. Exchange. Give me all these divine scrolls. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. If that's what you think. Alright. I can get 3 intertwined fate. I really should probably get the Blessing of the Welkin Moon. Cross 30 days. I really should. I really should get Blessing of the Welkin Moon, considering how much I play this game. Alright. Alright, first things first.
Once there was a glorious kingdom.
Wow. Yeah, so I was right. Okay, cool. Oh, we just restarted. Oh, we're at a new period. Okay. Wow. Ignis Purgatorius chapter. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh, there's a new area. Statue of Marble and Brass. Oh, cool. I'm tempted. I want to check it out, but we'll do this test run. Okay. Linny Freminet. Let's do this. Because I saw Doro44 play. Like, I saw a YouTube tutorial where he plays Arlecchino, and I'm like, oh my god. Arlecchino's elemental skill deals pyro damage to nearby opponents and applies blood debt directives to them for a period of time. After using her charged attack or elemental burst, she will absorb nearby blood debt directives, gaining a bond of life. Arlecchino enters the mask of the Red Death state when the value of her bond of life exceeds a certain percentage of her max HP, causing her normal attacks to be converted to deal pyro damage, consume part of the value of her current bond of life to deal increased damage based on her bond of life and attack. Your elemental burst deals area of effect pyro damage, removing the remaining CD on her elemental skill and restoring her HP. What is CD? I don't know what CD is. Additional elemental orbs will drop during the trial event challenge to facilitate the testing of the trial character's elemental burst. Ooh. I like Arlecchino. Woo!
Blade Bear.
Oh, Blade the Bear.
Stand clear.
Hey, yo, this is what I'm talking about. Ooh. Oops. Oh no, that's bad. My bad.
Ring cutter.
I got you covered.
Ooh ah.
This is where you fall.
Wow.
Overruled. Animal hypostasis emulation. Absorption test.
Don't get too close.
Oh, Arlecchino was not as cool as I was meant to believe.
Rain outlines your everlasting as the moon.
Everlasting as the moon! I mean, like, her damage output's great. It's like Ridsley, I would love to, like, pull Ridsley. Like, genuinely, I would love to pull Ridsley. I mean, I guess. Woo! Oh.
I got you covered.
Hey, toma!
Animal test 6308.
Ah.
Transfix.
Oh! I didn't do the thing. I didn't build up enough, like, gauge, I guess. Let's see. Let's, get you... Let's try Linny again. I played Linny before. Petrified Tree. Alright, I played Linny.
And voila! To dissipate. Let's light it up.
Boo, 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 boo.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
You're right, Bennett. Teamwork is indeed dreamwork. Oh, wait, can I... There we go. I was like, what?
Here comes the finale.
There we go. No, no, get over here. No, I'm not letting you do that. Yeah, there we go. Ow! I hit the wrong character thing.
Our bond is strong.
What is that?
A round of applause.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hi. Ow.
Dreamwork. Lightning terrified. Stand with me.
Now disappear.
Uh-huh.
Light it up. You're intense.
Oh.
Here comes the finale.
Da 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 da. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Let me get that. Fremine. Let's play you. I've only played Fremine a little bit. I didn't even read. Whoa!
Frost is coming.
Frost is coming. I should have paid attention to the skills.
Your fate. I'll protect us.
Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, wow.
Going under.
What? You're going on? Oh.
Getting here.
Oh, so it's like inflicts like hydro on your people?
Ready, steady, go.
Uh-huh. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Commencing cleanup. Prepare.
Well, clearly.
Know my sword. Let's keep going, team.
We're open.
Oh, I see. You kind of just focus on.
Dead reckoning.
You use everyone else's.
Fury.
Oh. I see. That's interesting. Oh. Boop. Cool. Fremine is interesting. I'm just trying to find somebody that looks like you from the tournament. Turnam? Why are you trying to find someone that looks like me from the tournament? Alright. There's some new places to check out. I'm totally down for that. Oh, before we do, like, real talk though, was there someone that looked like me in the Dance Rush Tourney Beam? Why is it highly dangerous?
Skyward! Scatter!
Junkichi, the deadline to turn in the manuscript is tomorrow. No more delays. There's no use pushing me. I'm stuck at the critical point of the story and I've got writer's block. What are you two arguing about? Traveler, just the voice of reason we need. I'm Shigeru. Oh, wait, I already did this one. Trying to find him? Oh, so there was someone that looked like me. Okay. Momo Groceries? Bro, I know he's slacking. We all know this man to be slacking.
Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
We know this man be slacking. Momo no Grocery sells all kinds of goods similar to the items collected during my character's adventure. I mean, Aoi always says that one man's trash is another man's treasure. It seems like finding out what the buyer values is the key to selling goods at a high price. But if I write it like this, I'll have to spend time describing psychology. It doesn't fit the theme. Why don't I just make the main character a psychic that can intuit the needs of the buyer? You can't suddenly add traits to the character. It's character development. It's okay. Don't worry. Well, there we have it then. I know what to write. Traveler, let's go back. I'm going to tell Shigeru about my idea. Shigeru.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
We visited Momo no Groceries and I've had a plot breakthrough. Oh, that's great. Tell me about it. The main character suddenly awakens to a profound magic, the third eye of perception. This allows him to see into the minds of others so that he can maximize his trade profits. In this way, it's... what's wrong? Hey, you're doing it again, aren't you? Again? Let me guess. You're going to add new character traits to continue the story, and you'll be tacking more complicated features onto those traits until you finish the new chapter, right? No matter how much you like the character, stop giving him so many skills! The readers are going to get confused. That's always been my style. I think it's interesting. The readers will love it. Don't give me that. You know the readers are starting to get confused by everything you make up. Ugh, I'm done talking to you. You're so boring. Let's hear the Traveler's opinion. Traveler, who do you think is right? Me or Shigeru? Why do I say it like that? It's Shigeru. Actually, Shigeru sounds more reasonable. Reasonable? Reasonableness is no substitute for a good plot. A reasonable plot would be boring without a compelling story. You... Mark my words, when it comes time to wrap up the story, you'll go crazy trying to tie up the loose ends. Oh, Spectacuo! Thanks for the first time chat. Also, no. I took some notes. We won't have any problems ending the story. You have to take notes to remember all the details, do you? Are you expecting the readers to take notes as well? Well... I'm not saying you can't add these new features. I'm just saying that you have to be mindful of how many there are and when they are added. Writing a novel is like running a marathon. If you go too hard at the start, you'll just lose steam later on. The key to a successful novel is to move forward steadily, one step at a time. Trust me. Okay. Okay, what's next? Alright, we're in the land of Inazuma.
In this era of fair winds and gentle rains. Skyward!
Oh, I see you. What are you doing over there? Hey, buddy. Back over the... Oh. Yasumoto? Yeah! I'm nobody suspicious. I swear. Just a local doctor. That was a yar. If you don't believe me, I can take you to my place. If you want anything, take it. Please just let me go. Or take me to your general, Lord Kujo. He knows me. I think there's been a misunderstanding. Huh? Oh, you don't look like someone from the Shogunate. Or from Sangonomiya. Are you an Outlander? What are you doing here? It's a long story. Well, anyway, better leave here as soon as possible. Yashiori Island is very dangerous now. So far, there is no sign that the Tatarigami will disappear, and the Tenryou Commission is not going to withdraw anytime soon. The island is no longer inhabitable, let alone suitable for sightseeing. If you're feeling harassed by the Commissioner, head west. The Tenryou Commission does not welcome unknown fugitives, but the pirates might take you in. What happened on the island? Have a look for yourself. See what the city folks and Sangonomiya's people have done to us. First, it was the explosion in Tatarasuna. The sky was stained with strange colors that night. Many of my relatives and friends lost their jobs and now live in poverty. Many others were badly injured, and they were terrible to look upon when they finally returned home. Many of my friends didn't manage to escape. Then, Sangonomiya's people destroyed the wards which suppressed the serpent's remains. The Tarigami rose, and everyone on the island fled in a panic. The strange diseases brought by the Tatarigami are also spreading. Many of the residents here have become very ill. I'm afraid it's just a matter of time before it spreads to the camps of both armies. Where am I? This was one of the key places where the crystal used in making Inazuman Jade Steel was produced. And as long as the crystal didn't run out, we could live comfortably without being constrained by the city folk. And now, you could barely find anyone alive on the island. I mean, like me, humans who can speak normally. Why don't you leave? You think I don't want to leave? That son of the Tenryou Commissioner has invited me before. He should still be in the army overseeing the battle. You have medical skills. You are different from the ordinary people. It's dangerous for you to stay on the island. Why don't you come to be my medic? I can refer you to my father. That's what he said, at least. Before the war, being able to treat a commissioner was an honor that I, as a countryside doctor, would never have dreamed of. But now, think about it. The commissioner wouldn't lack for good doctors around his person. What about Yoshiori Island? The only person the sick here can count on is me. Oh my god. So I'm not going to leave. I won't treat either side of the battle. My only enemy is the Tatarigami. Is there anything I can help you with? No, nothing. Actually, forget that. Yes, to be quite honest, I really need some help. I need some special plants to make medicine for treating the strange diseases caused by the Tatarigami. I can't say it'll work for sure, but it can't hurt to try. Problem is, the plants that I need have been contaminated by the Tatarigami, and they're mostly distributed in dangerous environments. If they're not cut off by water, the surrounding area is crawling with monsters, not to mention that the Tatarigami is particularly intense around these parts. For someone of my level of courage and ability, it'd be tough to handle. And as a doctor, I dare not take that kind of risk to collect some plants, so I've had to resort to slow acting, cautious treatments, and haven't had the chance to test out any improved remedies in a long time. Outlander, I see you've brought a wind glider with you. You must be an experienced traveler. I'm sure you'll be able to deal with dangers like this. So, I hope you can help me gather the right ingredients of these locations. Come meet me here once you've gathered the plants. Don't worry about the reward, I still have some savings. Although it's an assignment given by a stranger, I hope you will consider it. Thank you very much. By the way, please be careful on your way. I will literally... Bro, lightning just knocked me out. Like, what the fudge? No, like, genuinely. I didn't know that could happen. That's so stupid. That actually is genuinely dumb. That is genuinely dumb. It's like, what the heck? Quests. I'm adding to my quest retinue. Hello. Excuse me, Outlander. Can you hear me out? What's up? Please don't linger on this island for too long. Recently, the Tatarigami's reach has spread wider and wider. Tatarigami? Yes, since the people from Sangonomiya destroyed the ward that suppressed the soul of the serpent god, The Tatarigami is spread across the island. As you can see, the sky is now perpetually clouded and the rain won't stop. This is all because of the Tatarigami. Recently, one by one, all the miners have fallen ill, gone insane, or fled to other islands. Everyone's gone. There's hardly anyone living on this island anymore. Ironically, due to the chaos created by the Tatarigami, the Shogunate and the rebels have not been fighting over this place quite as hard. But if they had not destroyed our great Ogosho's ward, the island wouldn't have become such a mess in the first place. What do the commissions or dragons or serpents have to do with me, huh? They never asked my opinion before starting their cursed war. Then why are you still here? Why? Because this is my home. What about your family? They are in a safe place, but thanks for your concern. They must be waiting for me to bring them back here. No one on the island left voluntarily. We are a family here. Anywhere else we go, we'll have to work for someone else. But someone had to stay and clean up the mess so that everyone else can return home eventually. This is such a headache. Is there anything I can help with? Come on, stop striking me with lightning. If it were any other child offering to help me out of the blue, I'd be laughing out loud right now. But seeing as you're a traveler from afar who has managed to venture this deep into Inazuma, you must certainly be able to hold your own. I'll get straight to the point then. The ward over there has been bothering me for a long time. Maybe you could find a way to repair it. I'm sure that this awful weather can only be due to the ward's destruction. But please, be careful when you approach the ward. If you stare at it, it will release a burst of energy towards you. It's harmless, but very uncomfortable. It feels like it's rejecting you. I think the ward is missing some components. It can probably be fixed by putting the missing parts back. Of course, that's just speculation on my part. I still can't say for sure what's gone wrong. So, if you want to help, please help me fix this ward. But if you can't manage it, then, like I was saying, don't stick around here too long. Marvelous installation. On Yashiori Island, there are two kinds of mechanical devices that suppress the Tarigami power. They are the Sacred Stone Mound and the Thunderbearer Mirror. When a Sacred Stone Mound is attacked, it can fire an electrical current in a specified direction. This current can remove the barriers formed by the Tatarigami's will. A Thunderbearer Mirror can receive the current fired by a Sacred Stone Mound and fire it back out in a different direction. Oh, Ruin Serpent! That's what I faced! A bizarrely shaped ruin machine. It will create oozing concretions in battle and will attempt to draw power from them under certain circumstances, which will allow it to unleash devastating attacks. Use the blooming light from your Lumenstone adjuvant to destroy the oozing concretions feeding power to the ruined serpent to knock it out of this state and cause the energy cores on its body to cease functioning. Once 4 such cores malfunction, the ruined serpent will enter a weakened state. Oh. Black Serpent Knight Windcutter. This seems to have once been a trusted guard of high standing in some land who wielded the power of the winds. Its attacks become faster and stronger when they hit shielded characters, at the cost of its own health. Press Operation Widget Processing. I already saw that. Alright, cool. Ooh. Alright, I added 2 missions. Thank you. Okay. Boink, boink, boink. Ah! Crackling Crisis. Where? Ah. Oh! A Fatui Harbinger!
Surrender and be gentle.
Uh-oh. What? Oh! Ah, yeah. Oh, of course I'd be done in! Oh, you've got to be kidding me!
Come a little closer.
Bro, like Aether was dead. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, one thing, it wasn't all about Dance Rush, it was DDR and Pub It Up and more at the tournament. Oh, cool! So it wasn't just Dance Rush Stardom. That's pretty cool. Hey! Hey! Hey!
Some quiet.
Finally, some quiet. Oh! What? You're right, I can't run. But I can hurt you.
Make way for the objective. Scatter.
Boom!
Skyward.
Boom!
Skyward. Scatter.
Don't be a killjoy. I didn't be a killjoy. You were the killjoy.
Skyward. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna give a pick of all the groups? Oh, cool. Alright.
Skyward. Yeah. Scatter. Yeah. Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. Scatter. Skyward.
Nice. Okay. Let's go here. Serpent's Head.
Yeah. Skyward. Scatter.
Woo! Ah. There's that thing. Voltage charge. Whack. Oh. Where? Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Where? Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, I see. Well, I mean, like, when you have really fast gliding capabilities because of Shenyan, can't really go down too low. Alright, let's get down there. Okay. There we go. Woo! There we go. Defeat the Ruin Machines? Are they in, like, Sangonomiya? They are at Sangonomiya. Oh, wait, freak. Ugh.
On this fine day,
Shoot.
the view from the heavens must be magnificent. Oh, don't fret. One has no intent to fly off and leave you on your own.
Is there... No... Okay... 1, 2, 3... Okay. Gonna do the technique I learned from Duro44's YouTube shorts. If you just spam this... Yeah, if you just, like, press the swim button... No! It's so close! Are you serious? I was genuinely freaking close. Okay, hold on. Right here.
Skyward, scatter.
Keep going. It's right there. It's literally right there. I am like... Oh my god, I hate this. Oh god, I actually genuinely hate this. Fine, because there's literally no way for me to get there right now. Kaya.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
I'm not.
Scatter.
I didn't learn the first time. I should be close enough to get to that chest. That is the stupidest bull. I want to curse so bad, but my parents are home, so they get so angry at me. Stupid! This is so freaking stupid. Alright. Hey, have a good night, Beamu. It was nice talking to you, too.
Freeze.
You could call me at that agreed place. Oh, shoot! I meant... Alright.
Cool it.
Let me just... God, I hate this.
Freeze.
Okay, now I do it. 1, 2, 3. Sugetsu pool. Whatever.
Skyward! Scatter!
Can't even access that. Oh yeah, I tried to solve this puzzle, I just don't know how to solve it.
Skyward! Scatter!
What?
Skyward!
Okay. Wait, what? That's so freaking... Alright, that's actually freaking stupid. That's so stupid, that's so dumb. I want to curse so freaking bad. I have to run away. Oh my god, no. No, that's so stupid. That's not fair. Granted, I did go into that ill-prepared. God, I freaking hate this. Oh my god. And I forgot I had freaking Kaya on my team.
Ooh, you're taking me.
I need to. I have to revive. I need to revive Shenyan. God, that's so angering. That makes me so angry. I've been angry, like, today I've been excessively angry and stressed. It's really not fair. I've just been angry and stressed.
You're in for a little shock.
Oh shoot.
Come a little closer.
Ow!
You're in for a little shock.
Yike. Come on! Hurry up!
Come a little closer.
There we go. Come on! Are you serious? Come on.
Come a little closer.
Hey, go, berry buddy!
There we go.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer.
Scatter! Skyward! Skyward! Scatter!
Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer.
Get him! Scatter! Scatter! Skyward! No escape! Seize the sky!
Oh, there we go.
Scatter! Skyward!
Oh my gosh. Made me so angry. Okay, let's just... I want to finish the story quest. With Kokomi's story quest. So... And, tomorrow I'll get enough stuff to get Arlecchino's story quest. Ooh.
Ad Astra Abyssos.
Welcome to the Adventurers
Welcome
Guild.
to the Adventurers Guild. Thank you for complete.
Oh, yay!
Ad Astra.
Okay. I guess. Claim all. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I didn't set, hold on. I need a epitomize path. Sure, okay. Did I unlock something? Experience checker. Oh. 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 Oh, goodness. Oh. Wow. Oh. 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 Okay. Guide. And battle. Nice. Oh, I forgot that's a thing. Well, I got a bunch of adventure rank experience just now. How much Primo? Oh, it's not that much. Let's check my achievement. Oh. Let's check my achievements. Wow. Wow. I'll probably check out the newest area of Fontaine, like, off-stream. Just because why not? Huh. Maiden's Distant Love. Wow, I got so much cool stuff. Wow. Huh. Alright. We are doing... What was the quest we were doing? Oh wait, no. Oh! Oh, I need to get Kazuha's... Oh, hold on. There it is. I need to go here. So I'm gonna probably do Arlecchino's story Friday. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, the peace talks are upon us. How do you feel? Prepared? Here, take this. These are some directives I wrote last night. These negotiations are complex, to be sure, but I thought about it carefully and realized there are no more than 187 possible outcomes.
What the
I took the liberty of writing them all down. This way, you will be able to adapt with speed, no matter how the events play out.
Whoa, this is huge! Let's see. Fierce dispute, violent escalation, armed revolt, coordinated attack, seize hostages. Wow, there's so many! But you've thought of a solution to each one! Paimon suddenly feels a lot less nervous.
Glad to hear it. These peace talks are quite exceptional. It is a major step forward both for Watatsumi Island and the Shogunate, but any amount of dissatisfaction within our ranks weakens our negotiating position. We will have to work all the harder if we want these talks to be a success. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, this responsibility is, of course, mine to shoulder. But would you be willing to lend me a hand?
Of course.
Excellent. Okay, time to head off.
Okay. Where... Oh, juice. Oh, juice! Wait, what? We got... What do we got over here? Huh? Oh, it's the Sumerai! Nameless. Why? Why can't I find it? What are you looking for? I'm looking for... I've forgotten. Each time I think I'm about to remember it, it disappears from my mind. Hey, do you know what I'm supposed to be looking for? Have you looked in all your pockets? I already have. It isn't on my person. Even though I don't remember what I was after, I can tell when something's not what I'm looking for. Whatever it is, it's not on me. Come on, what is it? What am I looking for? Curses! Curses! Why can't I remember? Think back to when you arrived here. When I got here? All I remember doing here is wielding my sword. As for why I was wielding it... Yes, now that I do remember. I was executing someone. If you strike your enemy with your sword, blood surges like a river of red. It gives you a real rush. When was my sword last stained red? It must have been a few days by now. Well, at least you're here today. For now, let's leave aside the question of what I was looking for. I've tired myself out thinking about it for so long, and now I need to relax. Ah! It's been a while since I brandished my blade. I can hear fudge. I can't pronounce Japanese things. I can hear Takatsuki fudge. I can hear Takatsuki Dogire complaining. Aw, listen, she's calling out because she wants to cut you into pieces. Having a duel with you would make her very happy indeed. Are you... okay? You can't hear Takatsuki Dogire's voice? What a pity. Dogire's, my bad. Dogire's. Those who live by the sword know to listen to the voice of their blade. She's nagging me to get on with it again. Come, draw your weapon and try your chances against me. Come, try your weapon and try your chances against me. What happened? Oh. I'm doing this now.
Come a little closer.
Cheap tricks? Oh, you know it is.
You're in for a little shock.
Alright. There we go. Oh. I am defeated. I have cut countless people down, and I've never once lost. Now that I have tasted defeat at your hands, I have bet and lost. I shall have no regrets, even if it has cost me my life. I don't do that kind of thing. Haha! I draw my sword to kill. You do not? You fight strangely, and your bearing is far from normal. Not at all like those who I cut down. Which school do you belong to? I'm just a traveler. Heh, unwilling to say, are you? It matters little. I remember nothing at all, so even had you mentioned your school of swordsmanship, I would not recognize it. Who was I? What did I do before drifting here? I no longer remember any of these things. I only feel familiarity and peace with my sword in hand. Someone as lost as I must be doomed to wander this wasteland. I can try to help you, but not knowing even my own name, I cannot do anything but wander the world like a ghost. How can you help me? I do not know if I have family or where my hometown is. There is nowhere for me to go but here. The only connection I have to that past is my swordsmanship. And where did you learn yours? My lineage. I no longer recall it, but it could not have come from nowhere. On this path, there is little hope for those who have no background at all. Even if one begins training hard from an early age, they cannot receive accurate instruction if they cannot pay a master to tutor them. They will have to go through many more twists and turns than the average person. Without a good sword, they can only go to the smelting plant to look for a discarded inferior blade. Though it be inferior, they would cherish it, and even give the blade a name. They would train with every ounce of sweat in their body, and after many wounds and much persistence, they would gain a foundation, and yet they would still be mocked. Without a friend by their side, they would not be able to go on. Wait, why does this all feel so familiar? I think I remember something. 2 children wielding swords and sparring, next to their family homes, a hut. Yes, they lived in a hut in the fishing village to the north. The hut was under a cliff and surrounded by sea on all sides. They would take the steps behind the house to the slope to spar. Their blades might still be there. But who were they? Ugh, my head hurts. I can't remember. Didn't you say that you would help me? Then please, help me find those 2 sword-wielding children and bring me their swords. I think their swords may be related to me somehow. I understand. A samurai's word is his bond. I will wait here for you until you have brought me those swords. Huh? Defeat all opponents within 60 seconds. Oh! Okay.
Skyward! Scatter!
Cool, I did a thing. Alright. We're going to a neutral location. Yashiori Island, I presume. Oh, I see it. I see it. It's over there. Time to crush the party. What? Shh. Oh, it's Kujo.
It's been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe the last time we met was on the battlefield.
Yes. Where you dealt my forces quite the devastating blow. But before we go any further, what are you doing here?
I'm here to witness the peace talks.
That's right. He's here to bear witness to the proceedings. He experienced the war between us firsthand, and has made an enormous contribution towards securing the peace we have today. I couldn't think of a more suitable candidate.
Seems reasonable. Then let's get straight into it.
Ooh, tit for tat. That reminds me of the
First
song.
item is the maritime
The opening
administration issue.
for
During wartime, we
the overly
restricted
cautious
fishing
hero.
rights for Watatsumi vessels in Narukami waters. We intend to remove these restrictions. But going forward, any of your vessels that fish in our waters will have to pay taxes in accordance with Narukami legislation in order to bring their catch back to Watatsumi.
That's fine. But if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from the Tenryou Commission while in your waters. Any losses they sustain due to issues of public security will need to be compensated by the Tenryou Commission.
Accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty. I can assure you that your vessels will be quite safe in our hands.
Negotiations seem to be going pretty smoothly.
The next item has to do with the movement of people and military authority. In the past, our people have been subjected to lengthy interrogations on arrival in Watatsumi. And the same has been true for your people on arrival to Narukami. Economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Few merchants are now willing to engage in inter-island commerce. Since the war is now over, I propose that we have the Yashiro Commission appoint a business council to oversee trade between our 2 islands.
The problem there is that trade is a reciprocal affair. We'll need to involve merchants from both sides in this process if it is to succeed. We cannot give the Yashiro Commission full authority.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Watatsumi Island facing severe shortages of many essential goods at the moment? Having the Yashiro Commission organize everything centrally would work in your favor.
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Between the diverse range of goods we can produce ourselves and our strong trade links with other areas, we are capable of sourcing everything we need. Not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan. If they've yet to sanction it, I believe you are going beyond the remit of the Tenryou Commission's authority.
Let's leave that aside for now, then. On to the military question. Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the jurisdiction of the Tenryou Commission.
That just isn't feasible. Not in the short term, at least.
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it. The Tenryou Commission alone has ultimate responsibility for Inazuma's national security. We cannot allow Watatsumi Island to be the sole exception to this rule indefinitely.
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low enough for you already. You just want to take everything away from us.
Uh-oh.
Comrades, never trust the Kujo. Let's get them! Protect Madame Kujo!
Number 16. No, wait. 67? Or is it 73? Which one is it? Kokomi, which scenario number is this in the directives?
Damn it. Dang it, Paimon.
Last one. But hold off for the moment. Stand down, Tadakatsu. Situation has changed. Please stand by for further orders. Rest assured, I am fully aware of your concerns, but I will deal with the situation from here. Madam Kujo, this is rather serious. I believe you owe Watatsumi Island an explanation.
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody makes another move until I have finished investigating. You two, here, now! Speak! Collusion with the Fatui? Is this true?
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion as such.
We were approached by a few Fatui. They mentioned a potential cooperation to keep the war against Watatsumi Island going. At the time, I felt like we could give it a try. After all, there'd be nothing to lose.
But we were extremely careful. We didn't agree to anything. We just said they could maybe start by heading to Watatsumi Island and stirring things up a little. Then we'd see how it went. With respect, ma'am.
That is a collusion.
It was just a one-off conversation.
Well, actually, technically
How
no.
anyone from Watatsumi Island even found out about it, I have no idea.
That's enough. When we return, there will be consequences. Might I remind you that this is the Fatui? Have you completely forgotten what they did to us? You should be having no interaction with them whatsoever, let alone entertaining offers of cooperation. So, what did they want out of it?
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma. The few who approached us seemed like they wanted to settle a score for their boss.
Oh, her subordinates. So they're out for revenge. They want to keep Inazuma in a state of turmoil. One day, I will hunt them down. Every last one. We bear responsibility for this issue. My sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to blame for this state of affairs. Please, grant us another chance to continue the peace talks.
But of course, Madam Kujo. I have every confidence in your ability to resolve this situation. For the time being, however, there is evidently some discord within the Tenryou Commission's ranks. I would therefore not feel comfortable releasing Watatsumi Island's forces into your command at this time.
It seems that I must acquiesce. I will lay this issue aside for now. But we shall revisit it as soon as the Tenryou Commission has resolved our internal issues. As for the trade issues we raised, I will discuss options with the Yashiro Commission and make sure both sides have ample participation in the final arrangement.
Seems like Kujo-sara's on the defensive now. These negotiations should be smooth sailing from here on out.
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was a skilled negotiator, as well as a formidable commander. I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. Settling our differences on the battlefield is rather taxing. I think we can leave things there for today. Once I get back, I will conduct a thorough investigation into the Tenryo Commission's internal issues.
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I suspect that before long, they will attempt to re-establish contact with your people in the hope of procuring some assistance. I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being, lest you tip them off and they disappear. Wait for them to come to you. That way, you can capture them all in one fell swoop.
I will bear this in mind. Thank you. I shall take my leave now. Until we meet again.
Your Excellency, we...
Let's discuss it after we get back.
Oh, she's angry. She's angry at them. Dun, 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 dun. Convince the troops to gather with her. All right. Woo! Oh, over here.
Your Excellency, you knew?
I have already been informed on the reasons for your actions. You believe the Tenryo Commission to be untrustworthy and sought to sabotage the peace talks and reignite the war. Fortunately, the end result exposed and thwarted a secret Tenryo Commission plot. Yet, this was purely incidental, and the end certainly did not justify your means.
But Your Excellency, so many comrades have sacrificed themselves in the line of duty. If we stop now, aren't all of our efforts going to waste? I want to keep fighting. I want ultimate victory, even if it means I have to pay the ultimate price.
I understand your sentiments, but you cannot simply impose your will and expect others to bear the consequences. During the war, there were highs and there were lows, and in the end, there was a glorious victory. For you, perhaps the experience was one of great excitement, but you saw nothing of the countless others who will remember the war quite differently. Most people suffered terribly through each day. Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they had to the war effort. They are tired of treading water and don't need you dragging them back underneath once again.
But...
I understand, I do. And the fault is not yours alone. It was largely an oversight on my part. I taught you to nurture a warrior's will, but never how to let it go.
It's not your fault, Your Excellency. It was ours. Our selfishness. Either way, we are ready to accept sentencing under martial law.
Very well. Then I hereby declare... that as of today, I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This division will be responsible for keeping Watatsumi Island safe and secure, neutralizing any and all threats to the peace of our island. You and your comrades will all be welcome to join, but be warned, the training will be grueling. Perseverance and grit will be in high demand.
Your Excellency, what are you saying?
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace and stability in the near future. Many seek peace, but there are still those who pursue war. It is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace, but we must still retain a defensive capacity. Those whose warrior's will is alive and well, I invite you to embark on the most challenging training regimen of your lives. I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunate samurai at a time.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
All right, dismissed. Go and report to General Goro. And remember, there can be no more insubordination, and if there is, there will be no more leniency from me, whatever reasons you may have.
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will focus on our training. Thank you for this opportunity, Your Excellency. We'll report to General Goro right away.
Run!
I think that's finally everything in hand. I can feel my energy levels starting to drop. Meet you back at the hideout for some rest?
Oh wait, it's right there.
Skyward!
Oh, whoops. Almost missed the hideout. Right? Oh no. Over there! Okay.
Thank you for everything. With your help, peace has been restored on Watatsumi Island once more.
How are your energy levels?
Recovering. Slowly, but surely. I should be raring to go before too long. Today was a reminder that I don't cope well in situations with lots of people. I've improved, but I still get nervous when more than a handful of people are involved. I think I might get Goro to handle the negotiations next time.
You did an admirable job.
Do you think so? To be honest, I'm still a long way off what's expected of a divine priestess. In the past, I was concerned only with winning the war, restoring peace, and making sure everyone could live a happy life. But I realize now that wasn't going far enough. People have all kinds of aspirations, and just as many measures of happiness. I have a long way to go. But that's okay. If I can't make the journey in one giant leap, I'll just have to settle for taking it one small step at a time. In short, I've still got some maturing to do. Could you stay here on Watatsumi Island? To keep me company for a while longer?
Aww. We did it. That was cute. Archon quest. Oh shoot. Oh, that's the stuff I needed to unlock Arataki Ito. Huh. Okay. Let's see. How about this? Okay, so... Alright. So, alright, it's gonna be a while. But... Story quest. Or honed blade... I'm trying to find which one was a... Hold on, which one?
Secrets of the mechanical arts.
Oh wait, I know what to do. I want to do Farina's story, because I want to know what happens to Farina. There it is. To yesterday. Another horizon of adventure. Another horizon of adventure. Oh, that's the one where I need to talk to Catherine. Okay. Alright, we're in Fontaine now, so we finished that, and then I have to get story keys. Oh gosh. Ask for Abyssosk. It's Catherine again. This one must be a puppet too. Perhaps... Is there something I can help you with? Are you looking to take on a commission, or send one out? I'm just taking a look. I see. If you run into any guild-related issues, you can come and ask me. I will provide the utmost service for you and answer all answerable questions. Then we thank you for your contributions to the guild adventurer. Wish you smooth travels. That was it?
Hey, Catherine, it's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps?
You didn't have to be so direct.
Paimon's just being enthusiastic. We're old friends now, she gets it.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's the situation?
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical.
Okay, this is Farina.
The
Alright.
original cast member ran into some issues and is currently unable to perform the role. But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties.
Financial, you
so
say?
Unfortunately, they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
That does sound like a tricky situation. So basically they're looking for a volunteer?
That's right.
Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays tend to create all sorts of new problems.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
Very true.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him figure out another solution. Maybe there's something he hasn't thought of.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder, he looks like he just ate a sour lemon.
Got it.
Hyman approved, let's go! Hello there, are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already.
I mean, we did say
To
Fontaine.
answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame.
Can't you cover the budget for a new actress with ticket fees?
That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur enthusiasts. All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? Yeah, this is supposed to be our final show together as a troupe. One last show. And after that, we go our separate ways. So we were really hoping to end on a high note. Nobody wants things to just fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it.
Catherine mentioned that one of your actresses can't make it?
Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood, and unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform.
Is it that one disease from, like,
The show
freaking
just won't be the same without
Sumeru?
her. But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. Let's see if we can come up with any ideas. What if we sponsored the show? Traveler, how much more are you carrying?
What the fudge?
Please, there's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor, and I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Laura isn't the biggest problem.
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who?
Great minds think alike. I was just thinking that.
That's how you know we're the best of partners. Anyway, she should have all the free time in the world right now. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should be a piece of cake for her.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous.
Farina.
Her? You're... That was a joke, right?
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular. But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Farina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
Are you prepared to do... You want the show to go on, to go ahead, don't you?
Well, yes, but... Fair enough. I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Farina star in our show. I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be delighted too. I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her one day. Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested. She might consider this opportunity beneath her.
No point in stressing about that. We'll only know if we ask her. And besides, things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
Let's go. It'll be good to check in on her anyway.
Thank you for your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Wait, where does Farina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but she's, moved out, right?
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Oh, okay.
When did you get here?
I mean, we were right next to the Adventures Guild. What do you expect?
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. I thought I should be at the ready in case my assistance is needed. It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, now that we've got the address, we'll go find Farina. Back in a jiffy.
Alright, before we continue, I am going to... Oh, the little Oceanid. Before we continue... Oh.
I can't believe they're seriously asking Lady Farina. Seems a little over the top.
Try not to worry. May I pour you a glass of water?
Yeah, don't worry. We got this. But first, I'm gonna, like, drink some water. I need to refill water. Hello. What the heck? What? Wait. Bro! Come on! Am I missing something? Okay, there. I was like, where?
Skyward.
Oh yeah, like in that limited event quest. I remember that.
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here? Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Marmonia.
Hey, I think she just wants to be obscure at this point.
I know. It's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't an earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Wow!
Popping out of thin air become all the rage. First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags. I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too.
Don't you get sick of macaroni every day?
Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
That's true.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
Is it because you have to do all your own cooking now?
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity! It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre focilor or blubber profiteroles in no time, if I felt so inclined.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but...
Oh, whispering is so
Anyway,
precious.
What are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace. Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoot!
Sorry! We're sorry! Please don't be mad!
Paimon was just showing concern for your well-being.
Yeah, exactly! What the Traveler said! Paimon wasn't trying to make fun of you. Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either!
That's not important.
Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision now.
Wait, I thought you got a vision.
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help!
If not you, then no one.
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now. So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so specific? I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities, but given the present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you!
True, but I have made a decision to retire from the stage.
Nani?
Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
For 500 years? Yeah.
Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
So, that's how you really feel.
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross.
if I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself. Which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare. Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Nope.
Short and to the point, okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me. Since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help.
Relatable. You shouldn't assume the worst of people.
True, but I mean, could you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for? Ooh, no way. I'm dying from embarrassment just thinking about it. Nope, not happening.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
It's all right, Farina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troupe will be so disappointed.
Let's try to come up with a plan B.
Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now. All right, then. We'll see you around, Farina.
Toodaloo to you, too. I'm going home to take a rest now.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Farina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now. Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform. Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Farina go?
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the musical with the full original cast was always the dream, of course.
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then.
Imagine if we had managed to convince Farina to join.
Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Farina really so harsh with people?
Only joking, calm down. So, guess we can consider this case closed now, huh? Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this final performance. We have to make sure it goes ahead.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly. I'll definitely be able to tough it out until the performance day. I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. So the last thing I want is to be left out. Every one of us thinks of this troop as their home, myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
I feel like Lawwick had every right to do that, though.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on.
Paimon, wait here a second.
Sure.
Someone's following us per... I knew it!
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by.
I knew it. I knew it.
I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list.
I like how Aether's like, Farina, you get over here!
Alright, I'm coming. No need to drag me.
That's so cute, though.
Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Farina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned, that's all. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded things. And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
Then why didn't you just show yourself?
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you?
I do, yeah.
I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me.
Dang right.
But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Farina star in our show?
There's no need to think like that. And no need to keep addressing me as Lady. Just Farina is fine. I was wondering, if this troop is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband? If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance. Everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She kept us going.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director.
Oh,
of our
I
troupe.
remember her.
And tragically,
Yeah.
she was a victim in this serial disappearances case.
Oh.
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice. But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Farina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe. She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray.
Wow.
None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can. But despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart.
Oh.
It's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Oh.
That's so sad.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her?
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Farina?
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway. I can, however, provide some artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member, but only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that be a problem?
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epicles is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them?
They come pouring out and flow away into infinity.
An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for the late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before, and so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine.
The name's not swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Since it's you, I'll do it.
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Farina's performances, as of course we all are. All right, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse the size. It's a little on the smaller side.
Skyward! Scatter!
Wait, hold on. Where is it? Oh, over there. It's not down there, is it? You know, I didn't mean to make it sound bad. I mean, like... What is it called? What is it called down there? I don't remember what's called down there. Like, underneath Fontaine, there's a place. I don't remember what it's called. Saint-Poisson. Saint-Poisson. Oh. Oh, it's a nice little studio.
Huh? Lady Farina?
What's Lady Farina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Farina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Farina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you were saying, The Little Oceanid?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Finding an actress was the least of your problems.
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form. Despite the protests of her family, she longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect, but one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
Is that similar to Farina's case?
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah. Like they say, truth is stranger than fiction, but Then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to make of that.
Huh. Although, now that we have Miss Farina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson?
Is something wrong?
Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show. So, allons-y. To Poisson!
Pressure's on now. We gotta make sure we're fully prepared.
You're off to Poisson to find Paulo, right? Have a safe trip. We'll take care of the troop while you're gone.
Croissant! 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 Are you gonna finish that croissant? That croissant. The croissant.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Oh. Things have been fixed a bit, at least. Whoa!
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
Alright. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Farina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Paulo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll.
Dolphy can take a hint.
Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done, which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget. After the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe, to avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress, playing the role of Farina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all. Like my father before me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Got it, Navia.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with. So maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Oh. Got you, girl. Just took 2 steps. Just took 2 steps.
I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
I'm sure some people didn't buy Navia's lie.
Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Maybe you've taken on a bit too much in one go?
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
They're not staying quiet either.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rosula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
Okay.
Skyward! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward!
Oh? Ah! No, I fell off.
Yeah! Skyward!
There we go.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another. People were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing your duty.
Don't be so harsh on yourself.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear. And I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst-case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Think of your freedom as your reward.
A reward?
Because now you can finally speak your heart. You don't have to be anguished and alone anymore.
I guess so. And back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing a secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Farina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
What Paimon meant to say was, she doesn't like to see you so down.
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hand. All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
Oh, same.
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food.
Same.
Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good looking. That's your job.
Dang.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours.
Aww.
I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Sorry.
That's fair.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid.
yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines, too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage. The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it. One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point. I thought the whole world was out to get me.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Yeah. For the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Farina.
Farina? The Farina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human, against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid. Plants and flowers are withering. And the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover, and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? thought she went to save them after that.
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
That's sad.
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death. Both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world, yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something, but he won't open up to me.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because, well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love with Aureli.
What? You kept that one quiet.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how we feel. I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she'd never considered us as potential romantic partners. Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troupe no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come.
Hollow.
So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by Aureli. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Villemont once and for all, face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Villemont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y!
Allons-y. Where to? Oh. Oh, that house? Or is it a house? Oh, it's been a while since I've been in the overworld of Fontaine.
Skyward! Scatter!
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
Yeah.
ready without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour. Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously expecting me to fight, are you?
We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Farina in a fight before.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into Indemnitium. Miss Farina said so herself.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Gosh, I'm falling for Farina more and more.
I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Farina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Alright, with Shenyun on my side. Whoop!
Let's spark things up.
No one escapes my sight.
With the wind!
Make way for the Adeptus. Skyward!
Oh, they're level 90s.
Skyward! 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 Scatter! Yeah! Scatter! Skyward! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Scatter! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Scatter! Skyward! Scatter!
Get him!
Stray clouds converge! Yeah! Yeah! Scatter! Skyward!
Get that rainbow rose.
Yeah! Scatter! Skyward! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Scatter!
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Oh, here. They weren't kidding about
Are
that.
you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Farina doing here?
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone? I care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success. That's why I wanted to wait until after the show. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
Viamont, avoiding the truth will not help anyone. Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Viamont. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The Little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire. So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized the drink in question was synth.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I remember that it induces a state of euphoria.
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
And then?
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault. But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
You brought the director to the attention of the synth dealers. Your mistake gave them a motive to kidnap and murder her.
Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean? You were afraid. This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her. How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life. And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight. Go, get lost. I don't ever want to see your face again.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director Aurelie and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending. What what are we gonna do about it?
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself. She's the true star of the show.
It might actually be possible to find out more about her fate.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that Aurelie left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on Aurelie's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
Roger Dodger. Ooh, are we gonna see Nouvellette? Nouvellette.
Skyward! Skyward! Scatter! Skyward!
You want to review some recovered items
Oh,
connected to
Sadine.
victims of the serial disappearances case? But, that case has been closed for quite a while now. Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
So, this is all Aurelie left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person and this tattered old notebook.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too! Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped. Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vacher's guilt.
Vacher took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators. Wait, it cuts off.
Is something wrong?
Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
Someone else was taken. That makes 6. Or perhaps the 7th? Someone tried to escape yesterday but was caught. She hasn't been seen since. Was that yesterday? Maybe not. I've long since lost track of time. Sorry, I don't know if writing this is of any use, or how much longer I can do for it. I can already see my fate approaching, but what terrifies me even more is the thought of seeing others from the troop here. Have I truly protected them? Sorry. I'm so sorry. I can write no more. I think I have a fever, and my old stomach troubles have returned, but nobody has given me any medicine. I suppose I am more fortunate than Tracy. Pain keeps her awake all night. I suppose they think that anything goes so long as the experimental subjects can be used up before they die. It is so damp here. I have given her my blanket. So cold, so cold, so cold. As long as one persists, all things will pass. There will be a reward for hard work. I don't like to tell them such things, but it is I who am losing my grip. If anyone sees this. Troop. Safe. I. Them. Important. Please. Farewell. Apologize. Life. Perform. Future. Regret. Cleo. This page is an absolute mess, and the writer's pen seems to have wandered its surface at random. Only some words can be made out, and barely at that. From this page onward, the diary stops, to be replaced with lyrics from musicals. Some are in the form of newspaper clippings, others are handwritten with many crossings out and changes. It is apparent that the pages have been referenced often, and that this was the personal notebook of artistic director O'Reilly.
She was so terrified.
She watched a girl get dissolved right in front of her.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
Flipping through the notebook, the lyrics continue. However, one page has been torn out, folded up, and placed next to the last blank page. At the bottom of the folded note are 2 new lines O'Reilly has written, in handwriting much more legible than before, but it seems that they took her both great effort and a great deal of time to write. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want? Because I'm an older sister to them, I love them.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troupe would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love. And she truly deserved it. Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
Ooh. Bring the director's diary back. Don't worry, I will after this short pee break, because I gotta pee. Wah. I wanna pee. Let me pee. Let me pee. I need to pee. I'll be right back. I need to pee. I need to pee like super. long time passes before the group is able to calmly come together and finally make a decision.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death, then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance. To make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director Aurelie and her alone.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Oh.
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals, I've learned one important thing. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions, love, hate, regret, and hope, just the most mesmerizing things in this world? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Farina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal. During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides, a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage. By which I, of course, mean the Opera Epiclese.
Whoa, wait, what?
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine?
No, that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Believe in yourselves. Go big or go
I have
home.
no problem with it then. How about the rest of you? I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on, we'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. I know just where to find him.
Ooh, we gotta talk to Nervilette.
First Miss Farina, now the Opera Epiclese? If only the director was still with us.
Hey, come on. There's no point in dwelling on that now. We have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you're right. Now's not the time to get all melancholy.
During the final scene, maybe we should stop the music just before Cleo takes the stage?
Oh, I can't talk to Elaine.
Best of luck to you.
I can't talk to Burao. Is that how you say his name? The Palais Mermonia, or Mermonia Palais, or whatever the freak that is. Dangerous flora.
Skyward! Scatter! Hey, look at that! Look
Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
Guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Farina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage. I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean? Do I look excited?
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But one thing led to another, and... well, here we are. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions. Nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories, either on or off the stage. This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and it has already been well worth the price of admission. I must admit, though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past in such a magnificent manner.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, Nervalet.
You are very welcome. Many people were once enthralled by Lady Farina's performances, myself included. I hope that one day she'll be able to understand that our appreciation was always sincere.
I thought of the Genshin Impact animation from How from YouTube. It was a YouTube short. I think Nuvolet was proposing to Farina, and then Mona's that one chick's crow. Fischl's crow was like, don't. So Farina chased Nuvolet. It was funny. I might do Nuvolet's story next, after Arlecchino's, which I will do Friday. So.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Nervalet was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiomali and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us. We've come so far. I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
It's amazing. Even though Farina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone up.
I'm really looking forward to the final production.
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey, Loic, get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
Ooh, I like this picture.
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Oh, wow. Oh no. The flare-up!
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now. Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
I'm sorry. I've let everyone down.
You... This is a conversation for another time.
Oh, wow, she's gonna be forced into the stage.
How could the show go on without its star performer?
Oh, of course, I saw this a mile away.
Miss Farina, I'd like to make a request of you.
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale. From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
Thank you, Miss Farina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position after everything you said.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep. No one likes regrets, myself included. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, this show is dedicated to the life and legacy of our director. What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
It's her pure heart, despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure. She never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
Uh-oh. Who? Ooh, 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 ooh. What are we gonna see?
Is she here yet? Will she get here?
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
That's how she gets her vision. The gods showed favor.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Farina on the stage just now?
She hasn't been seen for a while now. And she just appears out of nowhere? Gotta say, though, her acting skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognized me. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Farina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Dang, get wrecked.
Oh, so it was Farina.
Oh!
She's back.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
That's so cute. That's so funny.
All right, calm down. Don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your contributions to go unacknowledged. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
At most, you might be asked to sign a few autographs later.
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Oh, that. I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it? I'll bet the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Oh, let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
Well, hopefully Dolphy's still alive. I hope Dolphy's still alive. Well, just, what was that one... What is that, sickness in Sumeru that no longer exists? Can't remember. Oh, thank God she's alive. Okay, thank goodness.
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Farina was on the stage. You'll probably be able to read all about it in the Steambird first thing tomorrow morning.
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end. I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to begin with.
Oh, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves recognition. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your mark on this memorial show.
Well, one way or another, we did it. I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
Oh, they're a couple. Alright, gotcha. Gotcha, they're a couple.
So, any plans for the next step? After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You won't have to disband if you don't want to. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
No, we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again one day.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Farina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. I guess I'll hold off until you've properly recovered as well. What about you, Miss Farina? Any future plans?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go, until I finally acquiesce. You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I previously imagined. Maybe Nervillette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on for me after all.
Just do whatever feels right to you.
Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them. I want to watch them blossom and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered long into the future. I'm sure this is what captivated director O'Reilly as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Next time, I'll invite you to join me.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Yay!
I'm just finishing packing up. As soon as I'm done, I've I've got an interview with the Steambird to get to. Thanks to all your help, the show was more perfect than we ever could have hoped for. But most of all, I want to thank you for giving me the chance to finally say farewell to Aurelie.
I mean, of course I have some regrets, but...
There'll be plenty of opportunities in the future for us to tell the stories that we want on stage.
Now that the buzz is worn off, I feel ready to pass out.
Fair enough.
Thank you so much. I feel like I've rekindled the passion I had when I first joined the troupe.
Join the
Turned
troupe.
out to be too little, too late for me. But still, this has been the experience of a lifetime.
It's ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only ever dream of receiving this kind of power. And now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels more like I'm finally able to take my fate in my own hands. Is that how humans feel about it as well?
Well, that is one way to end the stream. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream. It's time for me to get some sleep. I really didn't feel like sleeping early, so guess I'll have less sleep for tomorrow. And also tomorrow I'm going to Miku Expo, so wish me luck in that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Peace.